What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back, and it's time for a new video talking transfers. No, not the winter transfer window. That is nicely and thankfully shut. But this is about our futures, and especially upon promotion, this is something that could affect us if Leeds United decide to follow through. This is also kind of a spoiler alert, and I'll get into that in just a moment. But listen, people, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below, especially about this topic, because I want to know what you would do, especially with the information I'm going to give you and just your feeling on the player. And this is in regards to Joe Rothwell. I've also got an Adam Armstrong note for the end as well, just from a few messages I've received. And there's some big up to every member that supports me on this channel. Really do appreciate the support. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description. So, Joe Rothwell, his future at the football club has been discussed in the last couple of days. And he's been talking, I think he's been talking to BBC as well in regards to his future and things if he's going to stay at Leeds United. Straight off the bat, and the spoiler alert is, I do my summer videos where I talk about who to sell, keep, bench, and all that kind of stuff. Joe Rothwell, for me, is one that we should have zero interest in bringing in, especially if we are promoted to the Premier League. It's not something that I think we should be playing with. And the basic answer here, without any further explanation, he's not a Premier League player. And that's just being, truthful. He's not a Premier League player in any shape, way, or form. He's done brilliant for us this season. In terms of his loan, he's filled in admirably when the injured players were out. But even if you're naming our strongest 11, maybe some of you would have Rothwell in the midfield. For me, I don't. I feel that it's Ampadu and Tanaka who are our first choice. So even off that basis alone, he's our substitute midfielder in the Championship. And it's not that he's even overly impressed for me. And this is, again, this is not taking it away from him. He has done well for us, but there's also been run of games where he's been pretty ineffective as well. And just with all of that, he's going to be 30 years old. No, he is 30 years old. He's going into year 31. He's got 1 year left on his deal. And the price that is being quoted, and I can't believe this, is 7.5 million Great British pounds. 7.5 mil. Guys, I'm just going to say this now. If Leeds United do this deal, it will tell me everything I need to know about what I should expect from the summer, and also just the expectations of the football club. We cannot be seriously entertaining this. And listen, again, I have to make it clear, because people think if you don't want to sign somebody, you hate them. I actually like Joe Rothwell. I think he's done well for us this season. But I'm looking at our Premier League future, and he is not a part of it. Now, some of you will probably say, yeah, but what about for a squad player and everything else like that? We've already got midfielders that could be squad players already that are permanently signed to us right now. What you're looking at in the Premier League is to upgrade from what you've got. And he isn't part of that for me. He also talks in the article about it being hard for him because he's very settled on the South Coast. He's very settled down south. He's had to move away from his wife and children, which again is something that people don't take into account with footballers. And even though it's the same country, there is a big difference between North and South. I've told you before on this channel about, I know players from London that will have no interest in moving up north because it's just different culturally. And Joe Rothwell, there's a simple solution for him. I've got it, because he's not going to get first team football at Bournemouth. That's been pretty evident. I think that's pretty obvious. The best thing that he can do is, when Southampton get relegated, go back there. It will be a different manager, so he might get more game time, especially with them being relegated, if they're interested in him, of course. But I would think that, I think a more likely scenario for Joe Rothwell is when Leeds United are promoted, and I said when, I think he goes to Southampton or somewhere like that, keep staying down south, and he continues in the Championship, because he is a good Championship player. But Premier League, nah, not for me. Look, if you disagree, disagree, put it in the comments and state your case. But I'm just looking at the bigger picture for Leeds United, and 7.5 mil, and especially when you compare it to this, another midfielder that Bournemouth let go in of this season, loan with a permanent fee of 9 million euros, which is what, just over 8.5 or whatever it may be, whatever the adjustment is. Now, Philip Billing, if you were going to take any midfielder from Bournemouth that is not being used, he would be the one for me. And I'm not even saying go and sign him, but I'm just saying Philip Billing is a far better player than Joe Rothwell, and it's kind of telling for where he's gone. He's gone to Napoli, all right, in Serie A. He's playing top level football because I feel like he is a technically good footballer, good for a goal, good defensively. But obviously, Bournemouth are doing well with the midfield that they've got, and he couldn't get a look in. But I'm just saying, 7.5 for Rothwell and just over 8.5 for Philip Billing. Uh, Nah, and again, once again, Joe Ruffalo literally has 1 year left on his contract, so absolutely not for me. Maybe some of you would take it if it was a 2-3 million deal. I just don't want any part of it. This is where Leeds United have got to change the culture of, oh, he did well for us, we got promoted, he feels like part of the family. No, this is where Leeds United have got to go. All right, he's done well for us this season, but we need to be looking at a higher level when we get promoted. Otherwise, we will be in the same cycle as we did the second time we was in the Premier League. So drop me your thoughts in regards to that and let me know how you feel about Joe Rothwell, especially at 7.5. Another thing that came up, and a few of you obviously saw the news that Adam Armstrong has joined West Bromwich Albion on loan. Of course, Leeds United would link with him late in the window. And it was said, if Cameron Archer wasn't going to leave, it's more likely that Adam Armstrong was to leave, which is very puzzling by Southampton. But the deal that they've actually given West Brom, and I did look on all the news reports that I could, it looks like it's a straight up loan. There's no obligation to buy. There's no option to buy. It's a straight up loan. And even according to the Southampton press release here, he's joined on loan for the remainder of the season. We wish Adam well for the rest of the season. So it is pretty much a straight up loan unless they negotiate a fee in the summer. So a couple of you messaged me and saying, how comes Leeds weren't in for this? If we allegedly wanted a striker, why didn't we get this? What I'll just say in regards to this is they would have had a different negotiation for West Brom in comparison to Leeds United. They would have said to West Brom, okay, you're going to have to cover a large portion of his wages, but obviously we can't expect West Brom, who have now finished their parachute payments, they get no more of those, to then pay a big fee, even if they get promoted in the summer, which, they're battling in the playoff spots now, and this is a real good signing for them. He is a goal scorer at this level. It's a really good signing, not taking that away. But, in regards to them negotiating with West Brom compared to Leeds, they would have tried to throw in an option or obligation to buy. That, it would have been two different negotiation tactics. It's like when clubs negotiate with Man United and say, let's go Brentford. Okay, they will ask for more money from Man United in comparison to Brentford, who they'll probably do a more reasonable deal with. It happens all the time. So I think that would have probably been a large reason as to why we wouldn't have gone further. I don't know how deep our interest was in Adam Armstrong, but I'm just saying there is going to be different negotiation tactics. And if it was a straight up loan, I'm sure Leeds United would have done it, even with taking on a significant portion of the wages. But obviously, with Leeds United, it was going to be a more complicated deal in comparison to West Brom. But listen, we have what we have, people, and we will go forward with that. Guys, drop me your thoughts about anything I've discussed in the video. Please like the video before you go. Free to do, helps out the channel. And I'll see you in the next one, people. Peace out.